Hey, what's going on, guys? Dave here, and I hope everybody's having a great Easter, eating plenty of eggs so that you go into work tomorrow and make all your coworkers happy. I'm not saying that I'm doing that, but yeah. So we're moving on with the FAZZ, and I think I'm actually changing up how I'm doing this compared to doing the 105 XI. Reason being, that is a little more involved because it has the internal frame and everything. As you know, with the FAZZ, it doesn't have an internal frame. It's based off a older G Systems kit, which, and you can hear, well, I don't know if you guys can or not, the mic's not pointed down there, but Tigger's all wanting attention. But it's based off of one of G Systems' older kits that did not have internal frames. It had a solid frame, which personally I really like. It's not posable, but you're not really going to be posing these anyway. They're, therefore you can do some tweaks and stuff as you're building them if you're wanting a specific pose. But they're not meant to be like Bandai, the kits where you move them and repose them and do things like that. So what I think I'm going to end up doing with the FAZZ series, if you notice, if you go to my front page here on YouTube, I've changed the format on there. I've actually formatted it. I want to thank Ricardo for doing my banner header on there. I really appreciate doing that. Great friend for doing so. Looks a lot better than just being blank. I've actually set up playlists for you guys, so that if you're wanting to follow a certain build, whether it be the Yamato, the XI, the FAZZ, or ones that I'm just doing tips and tricks for building, you can just click on that and follow the playlist through, or just view that series of videos instead of having to scroll through my whole catalog, which I have a lot more than I thought I did. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that part. Definitely leave me feedback or thoughts on that. But on this one, I'm going to end up doing, now this is the smallest part, which is the head for the FAZZ. I'm going to show you guys the parts, and then I'm going to kind of clean up and I guess spot piece, kind of show you how I go through the process. On the other parts, I'm going to end up doing a video that shows you basically all the parts for like the legs or the arms, the chest, so forth, and then a separate video showing you how I go about cleaning it, showing you, and just kind of spot welding it, so you guys can see. So I hope you guys enjoy that part. I've been getting a lot of requests, people wanting to see how I end up building my kits, because they think I'm trying to keep it a secret, and I'm just kind of lazy and don't feel like turning on the camera and making you guys sit through, X amount of time of me just sanding and crap like that. So as you can see, which I just rolled them out of the way, I have my favorite regular tools that I end up using. I have two X-Acto knives. I have this one, which it's nice and sharp. I have this one. And you know what? I love these little cheap Testors blades. They're cheap. They're actually really handy, and the backside is really good, especially on the Bandai kits for scraping seam lines. They're just good general use disposables. I've got two files. I have a fine file and a rough file for my pour marks. I have of course, my drill bits. My handy dandy drill, and a pair of nippers. I actually have several. These are the Tamiya sharp pointed, and I don't really worry about dulling these down with the plastic, but you definitely can't cut any metal with these. These are the same ones that I use for doing my Bandai kits also. So let's get in here on the actual parts itself. So you actually have the head. Now everything, I sat for, I don't know, like 4 hours last night separating all the parts. And it's kind of funny, once you get them out of the bags like I did in the video and get them all, I guess, in a bin. The one that I ended up doing for washing all of them. Let me see if I can find a, I don't know if I deleted the photo or not. I'll have to show you guys. I got a UtopiaCast Iron Man Mark 42, I believe, and I rewired the hand on that because they were all dull. And I think I deleted out the photo. Sorry, I was looking on my phone for it. But once you get them out of all the bin, and I have this giant plastic tub, it filled up the whole thing. And so it's amazing. You get these little boxes, and once you get them out, you're like, holy crap, there's a lot of pieces. So you've got the head, you've got the V-fin, which I've already broken the tip off of and re-glued it. It will need to be sanded. You've got a headpiece. This piece will go in here. You've got the face part. Now, keep in mind with this that there are no like clear mask for the eyes. Hold on one second. Stupid cat scratches at the door like a dog to be let out. And then in about 5 minutes, he'll be scratching to be let back in. You've got the face mask. You've got the chin piece. You've got these pistons, which actually go in the chest. I don't know why I have them in this package. They actually go in the chest. You've got the back of the head here, and you've got side vents for the side of the head here. So looking over, like I said, everything that I've noticed has been really nice and clean. I haven't had any issues. Do have a little bit of flash here from the mold. Now, things that are a little more involved, I will actually, you know, just do separate and then give you guys a rundown so you don't end up sitting through hours of just nonsense and me talking crap. And so there is just a little bit of offset in here, which is kind of normal on these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my file, and I do want it to be even across here. Now, one side of this is actually smooth. One side has teeth on it. The other side is smooth. I actually want the smooth side toward this. And I know the camera stand is actually leaning against the table, so it's shaking a little bit. Sorry, guys. And no, I break the golden rule that you should be wearing a mask when working with resin, but I'm not really grinding or anything right now, so I'm not super worried about it right this second, at least until I get cancer or something. Okay, so that part was actually really simple to take care of. And we've got another one here that we're going to just true up, find our smooth side. And it's not quite completely flat, so you're just kind of judging with your eyes to make sure that you're doing it even. there's that. Check for any more seams. So as you'll see on here, there was a pour mark on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heavy file, following the angle of the piece, and I don't shove on it. I just let natural gravity do it, work it down. Then I'll come along with this one, we're just wanting to smooth it out. Use your fingernail to kind of judge it, and I have to remember to stay in camera because I have it zoomed in. And then I grab one of my handy dandy files or sanding sticks. Alright, there we go. Now there was, and I already messed with it, there was a little bleb in here. So what I did to eliminate that was I took my knife, the bleb was here, so I cut at several slices at an angle this way, and then I came back through and I did same thing going this way. Then they just pretty much pop right out. Now on here we're going to have to deepen these holes a little bit so that these pegs will go in. Now this one I've already taken off the pour mark, but I'll show you how I do that. So you just kind of get up somewhat close to it, not exactly on the piece, and just slowly slice off. Don't like power cut it. So for there, it's close. And again, following the angle of the piece, you're just going to lightly file it until there's no more. Just follow up and pretty much done. Now on this I will follow up, like once I prime it, just to check on it. So what I'm going to do, these are the holes for these vents. We're just going to deepen them. These of course are not going to get magnets because there's no point in it. So there's that one. And if you're wondering, I already had checked to see what drill bit size to do. And then there's that. It pops right in. So let's do the other side. There's that. Now you'll notice on the back, on the peg here, the peg is set more to one side than the other. It's not directly in the middle. So you have to pay attention to what side you put that in. Now that one's a little loose in there, but that's okay. It's going to get glued in the end anyway. So we'll set that to the side. Here's the back piece, and I've already cleaned off the thing on there. I did that before my brilliant idea of doing this. So here is what I'm going to do. I am just going to put a dab, literally a dab, of glue on here, maybe, if it's not clogged. Just like literally a minute amount, and we're basically just spot welding that on. And so what'll be able to happen is I will be able to come along and just slide my knife underneath the edge and pop it off. It's not going to be permanently stuck. But it will give you an idea. Plus, it will allow it to sit on a shelf. You know, if you're not planning on painting it right away, painting and priming right away, like I'm not on this, at least not as far as I know, it will, you can just put it on the shelf for display, basically. Alright, so here we have the chin piece, and now because I don't want to break this, and I'm just kind of following the lines here. You know, you want to let your tools do your work. You know, you don't want to have to force it. And of course, this is not perfect yet, and I will still have to come along and sand and kind of true up, maybe clean up these panel lines a little bit just to give it definition. But this is just to give you guys an idea. Okay, so there's our hole for that. Now it is a different size drill than I have in there right now. It looks to be about that one. Let's see, where are we? Nope. So I think it's the, oh, that wasn't smart. Toss the one I need in there. There we go. Alright, so again, little hole, drill it out. And let's see, kind of fits, but looks like it's trying to argue just a little bit. I'm not sure why. because I know I got that hole deep enough. Or at least I think it did. There we go. Alright, so there's what the faceplate in. Let's take the chin here. Now if you guys don't like this and you just want to see just straight up, okay, this is what the parts look like to begin with, and we want to see what it looks like once it's all put together, you know, let me know. By the way, since we're here, and I don't have any background music because every time I put something, I always get jacked by YouTube. Definitely check out Gundamn. He's been doing some great interviews with a lot of people that I follow and actually look up to and stuff. And they're all great. They're little, they're short, but they're really informative and a lot of fun to read. Give you some insight on people. I think Justinius did one. Becky Customizer did one, and I'm kind of nervous and embarrassed. I got asked to do one, and I kind of feel embarrassed because I'm not in I'm not in that category by any means. I'm just a builder. I gotta remember to keep this in focus for you guys. Maybe next time I'll move the camera back. Okay, so this piece, and I'm actually not going to stick this in there, to be honest. I'm replacing that with metal anyway, so there's not really a point. So we have a little bit of blemish here. So let me show you. There's a little pot mark is what there is. So what I'm going to do, we're going to true this up with the heavy file. You know, let me try that, see if that helps you guys. It actually helps me. Before I end up smacking my head on the microphone, because it's like right here. Okay, so if you look, you can see there's a little pot mark there. So I will show you guys again my secret trick. This is just baking soda. See, baking soda. 97 cents a box at the grocery store. One box will last you for freaking ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put just a thin amount of glue in there. I'm going to reach up, grab a toothpick, and what you're going to do is poke in those crevices and get that in there. Don't just gloss over it. Because sometimes that little pocket, if you're not paying attention and you're trying to put it together or something like that, will actually, like, you put any pressure on it and it'll collapse. So then we're going to dip it in there. Now by dipping it, it's kind of pressing it in there, which is good. You want that. I've just got a little brush here. Okay, and there you can see that it's filled. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my smaller file work that down. And that's another thing too. Use your fingers to feel, because sometimes you'll feel divots and stuff that your eyes just don't see. Or I should say, my eyes just don't see. Alright, so what was a hole there and everything is now full. There is a little, I want to say, dimple that's in here. If I show you real quick by sanding it, you can kind of see it. So what I'm going to do is I will actually lay some putty in there and then smooth that out, but I'll do that at a later time off camera because it'll just take too long right now. Alright, so we have this, and I'm not going to be cleaning up the V-fin right now because, like I said, the glue that's actually on that one is still curing. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let's check and see how that fits. And if you look, you can see that that's warped a little bit. So again, a little warm water and easily fixed. Let's see, where is that? I'd be better off just doing it right on the side right here. We're doing our little drop of glue. Pop that bad boy on there, maybe. Make sure it's straight-ish. But that really matters because I'm gonna. Here's another thing too. If you put a little too much glue, you can actually come back by with something like some purple power. OxyClean will do it too, but like purple power will. You let it soak for a couple hours and you'll eat the super glue off. So keep that in mind if you ever use too much glue or anything. Now it doesn't have the same effect on epoxy. It will break down epoxy, but it's still a pain in the butt to do. And I'm trying to see here. Fits pretty good except for right there. And so I think this is a little bit deeper than I need. So let me show you how I'm going to deepen that. Take our knife, and I'm going right along the edge here. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to take it and just slide it along. You can also, which will help you, just cut checkerboard patterns, crisscrosses, just whatever. What it's going to break down is break down the pieces it'll actually go through faster and remove faster. So as you can tell, in literally seconds, I have removed out that piece that was in there. And I'm just going to smooth it out. This piece will not be seen, so it doesn't have to be perfect. By the way, I am trying to get and that just pop that off. That was not intentional. I am trying to get a GM3 by that new company. Was it EX Machina? To review for you guys. I'm waiting for an email back from them. I am kind of interested in that, only because of the sheer size, mainly the sheer size of that one gun that comes with it. So I'm waiting to hear back from them as far as cost or anything like that. And you know, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to try and... That V-fin is so finicky. So I'm just going to put a drop right there. And maybe a drop right there, just to be safe. Yeah, that didn't matter because it didn't touch anything. Alright, so we're going to hold this for a few seconds. Do 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 do. Okay, maybe a few more seconds. What the hell? No, that would be why, because it's not even touching. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, there's an easy way to do that. I just wipe off the super glue onto my leg. Put some glue on a part that I know is touching. So on some of these, what I'll end up doing is just coming along, heating up some pieces that do need to be heated. Because a lot of times it's not as bad as it looks. It needs a little love, needs a little warming up, so to speak. Like your girlfriend, my girlfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. Okay, so roughly here we are after 34 minutes. The head is pieced together, except for, like I said, the piece that goes in there, and I'm going to be replacing that with metal. But you've got the two vents, you've got the back one. Now, doing this, piecing this like this, will let you see like where you have any gaps, so that you know you can fill them, you can shift them, you can add details and see like where any little tweaks need to be. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to heat up this side with some boiling water to bring it in a little bit to match this side. It is like just a little bit out, but overall I am very happy with the casting and everything that's on this. So there is your 1/72 UtopiaCast FAZZ head. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely leave your comments. You know, smash the like button if you want to see more basically live work in progress on the kits. and I will see about obliging you. Everyone have a great Easter. I will talk to you guys all later. You know where to find me on Facebook in the Gundamn Corner. Peace out.